What if the blueprint for solving our planet's biggest problems wasn't some futuristic technology, but a philosophy from, get this, 500 years ago? Today, we're going to explore a set of ancient rules that seem eerily ahead of their time, almost tailor-made for the crises we're facing right now. Let's dive in.
I mean, just think about the challenges we're facing. We're in this constant battle with new and emerging diseases, right? A battle that's putting immense pressure on our public health systems.
And at the exact same time, we're staring down this unprecedented climate crisis, with deforestation and environmental destruction happening at a totally alarming rate.
And if that wasn't enough, on top of it all, our societies are grappling with more and more social stress, conflict, and this culture of just rampant consumerism that feels completely unsustainable. It's a lot to handle, isn't it?
But what if the solution to our modern problems isn't new at all? What if it's been waiting for us this whole time, for over 500 years?
Okay, so let's journey back to the 15th century and meet the visionary behind this idea, Guru Jambheshwar. In a time long, long before climate change was a global concern, he created a set of 29 principles for living in perfect harmony with nature and with each other.
And that number, 29, is so key. This isn't just a collection of nice suggestions. It's a complete interconnected system for a sustainable and, as we're about to see, a remarkably scientific way of life. Now, the source material is really clear about this. These 29 rules are not meant to be rigid dogma. They're a practical, scientific framework for a healthy life and a healthy planet, addressing everything from public health and ecology to psychology in ways modern science is only now starting to validate. So let's break this down, starting with the first pillar of this philosophy, personal and social well-being. The foresight here is just incredible. A 30-day isolation period after childbirth. This protects the really fragile, developing immune systems of both mother and child, a practice modern medicine is now recognizing as crucial for preventing infection and establishing a healthy microbiome. Mandated rest during menstruation? Well, science confirms this is vital for hormonal and psychological balance. And a daily morning bath? That's not just about hygiene, it helps prevent infections and regulate your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm. And this is where we see how the whole system connects individual health to the health of the community. Principles like practicing compassion, avoiding conflict, and controlling greed aren't just moral guidelines. They are a practical recipe for reducing social stress and building the kind of cooperative communities that are absolutely essential for any large-scale conservation effort to succeed. And here's a perfect example of this ancient wisdom lining up with modern science. The ancient practice of Havan involves a sacred fire with medicinal herbs to purify the surroundings. Okay, now fast forward 500 years, and we have the field of aeromedicine, which studies how to use medicinal aerosols to purify the air of pathogens. It's the exact same principle, just separated by 5 centuries. Wow. Now let's move to the next pillar, and this is where the environmental genius of this philosophy really shines through, the core mantra of conservation.
For the 15th century, this was an absolutely revolutionary idea, to see all life, including trees and animals, as equally valuable and deserving of protection. This wasn't just about using nature wisely. It was about coexisting with it respectfully.
And from that core idea comes this simple, powerful rule: do not cut down green trees. Today, as we face a climate crisis, climate science tells us that forests are the absolute pillars of planetary health, critical for balancing carbon, controlling temperature, generating rainfall, and protecting our soil.
The rules also mandate a completely vegetarian diet. The reason for this is incredibly impactful. Animal-based food systems consume enormous amounts of land, water, and energy, producing high carbon emissions. A plant-based diet, which this philosophy has promoted for centuries, is now recognized by scientists as one of the single most effective things we can do to fight climate change.
This respect for life extends everywhere, from sheltering abandoned animals to preserving natural breeding cycles and even filtering water to protect microorganisms. It's a truly holistic view of biodiversity. And I think the connection to abstaining from intoxicants is brilliant. It recognizes that things that harm human society and health often damage the environment as well.
So what does this all mean for us today? Could this ancient tradition actually be a viable model for the entire world?
I mean, look at this. On the left, you have our biggest modern crises, and on the right, you have the specific, time-tested solutions embedded in these 29 rules.
Climate change is addressed by protecting trees and vegetarianism. Social conflict is addressed by compassion and truth. Disease is addressed by hygiene and natural rhythms. It's a direct one-to-one match.
But here's the real kicker. This is not just a historical curiosity. The global community is only now, painfully and slowly, beginning to adopt the very environmental and social policies that the Bishnoi community has been successfully living for centuries.
And so, that leaves us with a final thought to ponder. As we search for all these complex, high-tech solutions to our modern problems, is it possible that the most effective and sustainable answer has been here all along, just waiting for us to rediscover it? Can this centuries-old lifestyle save our planet? The answer might be closer than we think.